Okay, we have the Empress, the Divine Feminine card, reversed. Well, let's not jump to any conclusions yet. Also, Taurus and Virgo energy. No. Taurus and Libra. Hey, maybe Virgo's a relevant sign as well. Okay, what else? What's going on, please, for my Divine Feminines? Oh, wow, okay, I'm still trying not to jump to conclusions, but we do have the Empress reversed and the Five of Pentacles. We have the Hanged Man, we've got Pisces. Oh, before I forget, I get a lot of questions about this deck. This is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Okay, Hanged Man reversed, Pisces, no, upright. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, and we have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. Seven of Pentacles reversed. We've got the Hierophant reversed. Taurus there. I just had a specific message that maybe it's just literally one person watching who resonates as being a Divine Feminine, but their Divine Masculine is not the person they are in a relationship with, specifically a marriage, and their marriage might actually be ending. So maybe that's just a confirmation for someone, but I did hear that. And this isn't a surprise. It's not like a heads up your husband-wife is about to, you know, request a divorce. This will be something, you know, it's already taking place. Okay, Ten of Cups reversed, and we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. What's on the back? King of Wands. Okay, this is really, really interesting because it feels like half of this is a message about what the Divine Feminine is going through in relation to their twin, and the other half is what they're going through separately from their twin. Now, I feel like this King of Wands might be how the Feminine is looking at their Masculine right now, marching to the beat of their own drum, doing their own thing, and partly feeling like, you know, of course that's a great thing, but also feeling a bit like, how come marching to the beat of your own drum doesn't include me marching beside you? So I do feel we start the reading with a feeling of almost stagnation from the point of view of the Divine Feminine, at least specifically in a 3D context. I'm not seeing much happening, or I'm not seeing what I want to see happening here. But then where it moves into something outside maybe of the twin connection is that something is going on in the Feminine's 3D external reality that is forcing them to move forward, even though maybe they would rather not be moving forward, perhaps because they'd rather be able to dedicate more time to this twin flame connection, whatever that looks like for them, whether it's in you know, internally doing some inner work, reflecting, I don't know, whatever it is, or they don't want to move forward with whatever this other thing is because it's not exactly fun. It seems difficult, even if it's kind of the right thing, or you know, the Feminine and whoever else is involved will be better off at the end of this. And I don't think whatever this transition is actually is specifically with the Divine Masculine. I think this is a separate thing. So we're almost looking at three people here: the Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine, and somebody else on the Feminine side. So this could be if the Divine Feminine, as I said, has a partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, and there's some transition there, or if maybe it's the Divine Feminine and it's a work situation, or it's a member of their family or something like that. But I think we're looking at three people and two quite distinct situations here. It feels like this is I do think this shift is happening now because it's meant to happen, even if it feels that it's almost interfering with the journey with the Divine Masculine at this time. I think it's been orchestrated this way on purpose. I also feel that there's something happening that's requesting the Divine Feminine sees something in a new way. Maybe the Divine Feminine is receiving downloads. Maybe the Feminine is feeling that in one way a lot is happening, but in another there's not much they can do. So it could be that there are shifts and transitions outside of their control. So what they're having to do is watch and wait, or wait for their turn to take action or something like that. But it's an interesting mixture of, I feel some kind of divine timing or some sort of force is pulling the feminine forward, pushing them, forcing them to transition in some way. But then on the other hand, and at the same time, the feminine is in this hanged man position, observing, feeling like they're gaining some insight, some knowledge, some wisdom, even if they wouldn't choose this exact timing, and even if the wisdom that's coming is not thrilling in the moment, it's happening anyway. And then with the Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles reversed, I feel this is it's almost like a feeling of, okay, I've been through something pretty big. I'm just going to keep myself to myself for a bit and maybe focus on self. And I don't feel that this Ace of Pentacles reversed is almost like a complete giving up, but I'm putting it on hold is how it feels. Let's see if we can get some more specific information. Two of Wands, okay. 10 of Swords. Four of Cups. See how we have this duck, what is it, a goose maybe, I'm not sure, holding the umbrella, and she's not seeing. I feel this duck is representing maybe it's sort of guides, maybe you even have animal spirit guides, or you keep seeing the same animal appearing over and over, and maybe it's like a totem animal for you at this time, or just you know, your guides, ancestors in general, that sort of an energy. There is some feeling of support here through a time that feels maybe difficult or unsupportive in some way, or, you know, this is clarifying the Five of Pentacles, so a really lonely feeling. And the message, as I said, that's coming through is that it is happening for a reason. It is actually the perfect time, and you will be better off at the end of this. Disappointment definitely around what's happening with the masculine in a 3D sense at this time. This card always makes me feel that this woman is being accused by lots of people. And I just feel from the way that she's, you know, she's very poised. Obviously she's not happy about the situation, but she's not sort of running from it either. It's almost like she's saying, I have nothing to hide. You're falsely accusing me. There's been a misunderstanding. Even if all of you are acting in some sort of immoral way and you haven't checked any facts, I know, you know, I've done my fact checking, I've looked within, I know I've behaved correctly, I know I haven't even done what I'm being accused of, potentially in some cases, so I'm not going to run. Eventually you will all realise that you know your error. I know that will happen in time. So she's kind of bravely holding her ground, trying not to get involved, trying to let this pass. So it makes me feel, and a message came through maybe in the last twin flame reading I did about this, that the divine feminine could feel that the divine masculine is too much in this energy of wanting to maintain a sense of deniability, and the feminine has been through it or is going through it, where other people are looking at them or blaming them or pointing the finger. And the masculine is not stepping forward, is keeping silent in a situation where they could probably do more. So I do feel that that's something that could still be going on here, hence maybe why the Empress, the divine feminine energy, is reversed. But I do feel the divine feminine is standing strong and holding their head up here. And then, you know, as I said, at the same time, we've got something else that's shifting, transitioning, pulling the feminine forward. And it feels like it's not the best time, but in another way it is, because, you know, it's almost pulling the feminine's attention away from whatever this unfair situation is. Okay, let's have a look at what insights the feminine is receiving. The Chariot reversed, Eight of Swords, Cancer. Something possibly about, quite literally, we could look at this as a direction that the divine feminine was planning to go in with their life. You see how with the Eight of Swords, the cage is opening. So technically, yes, we could try and untangle the wings, stand up and be free. But it's almost like, okay, maybe I should take a moment to pause before I charge forward. Maybe the path I had planned is not exactly the one I want, or as I said, if there was even a marriage or some kind of work commitment or something like that, and the feminine was moving forward comfortably along that path, they could have had a sudden realization, this is not for me anymore. The Chariot reverse feels like it's been busy, there's been a lot going on, but I've maintained control, but now it's reversed. I've slipped up somewhere, or something has somehow escaped me, and I'm in a feeling of chaos. But at the same time, again, Hanged Man, Eight of Swords, there's not that much I can do. So I wonder if the feeling of chaos or some sort of change, it hasn't been initiated by the Divine Feminine, it's come from outside of them, but it affects them. So as I said, it's almost like waiting for the time to act. Okay, so something about forward movement or a path changing. What else? Ace of Swords reverse, yeah. And the thing that feels so stressful and unfair in a way, and kind of painful about this, is that I think 5 minutes ago the Divine Feminine felt they had complete clarity and knowing, and this guy here is holding a key. You know, they had what they needed to open the door, to keep moving forward, to keep going on their journey, and now suddenly it's almost a feeling of, well, maybe I don't have the information I thought, maybe I'm not seeing this as clearly as I thought, maybe I don't have the answer I need. And again, it's meant to be this way because the Hanged Man is major arcana. That's the influence of spirit. So there's a reason. Perhaps, you know, if the feminine continued down this path later on, they'd realise they had some missing information, for example, and it would be so much worse. Okay, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles reversed. As I said, I don't think this Ace of Pentacles, and I feel we're coming back to the energy of the feminine and the masculine here. I don't think it's the feminine saying, this has been and gone, it will never return. I think it's a pause, and for me the Knight of Pentacles reversed is no movement, but it's not an ending, it's just right now we're not moving. And this actually feels comfortable for the feminine. It doesn't feel like the energy now. The energy I think the Divine Feminine is experiencing in relation to the masculine now is frustration, is pain. They go through whatever this is, you know, in their life outside of the twin connection. Once it's resolved, they have more focus back on the twin connection and their masculine, but there's an active choice to almost hibernate a bit, knowing that you know, there is potential here with the Ace of Pentacles, but now is not the time. Knight of Pentacles reversed. So there's a feeling of a controlled pause. This is a pause I want. It's deliberate. Okay, so let's get one of these astro oracle cards and see, and I'm going to read from the book because I don't know, just decided to. Let's get some more information and read from the book. Okay, so what's the message for the Divine Feminines, please? Do we have a message? Okay, we have Vesta, so that's the number 32, so 32, 3, 2, the number 5 could be relevant. Oh, 5, change. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's read the action and the challenge here. Okay, evaluate yourself and your life. Each human's task is to help reduce the total suffering on Earth and increase the total joy. I mean, that feels a bit preachy, so I don't know, whatever. I'll just read it and you can, you know, leave what you don't like, of course. Your joy and suffering matter as much, neither more nor less than anyone else's. Do not burn yourself up for another's cause, nor withhold your warmth, but share what you have to offer. This is not a situation where you need to take sides. Come back to center, to the flame, to your hearth, and to your core values. Focus on the center flame instead of the personalities involved. Yeah, I do think there are multiple people here. Remember what matters, find that deep calm within, light a candle with a prayer, and use it to bring your focus to the center and let the rest fall away. Then decide, advise, and operate from there. It may be a time to take a retreat. Yeah, the Hanged Man. a chance to clear yourself, clear your energy field, cleanse your environment, reclaim your temple. If a relationship is truly of value and important to your soul, the person or team you're involved with will honor your process. Yeah, and I don't think that's talking about the masculine. I think it's whatever this almost additional situation is. So the challenge here, Vesta warns you to share yourself rather than sacrifice yourself. Your hard work at holding the situation together may be ignored or taken for granted unless you know your worth. Wow, so maybe the feminine is being almost stopped or tripped up here, however it's manifesting, by spirit, because with the Empress reversed, even, they were giving too much of themselves and not being recognized for it. But as I said, it will be worse to find this out later on than now. So there could be a need to for balance to be reintroduced to a situation before spirit's going to let it continue. If it is going to continue, it could be the feminine reflects and decides, actually, okay, I wouldn't necessarily have initiated this period of reflection and maybe a bit of a challenge, but now it's here and now I am looking at things and thinking about them differently. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe actually I'm not going to continue with this. So I think this will be up to the feminine as an individual. Okay, and before we go, a card of comfort. A card of comfort. What does that mean? A comforting card, a nice message. Okay, I'm wondering if I've jumped in a bit too soon to get back to readings here with my head, but never mind. Okay, let's see. Okay, so for the divine feminine, no beating yourself up anymore. It doesn't help and you don't deserve it. Yeah, there's a feeling actually that the feminine deserves a lot more appreciation, recognition, and perhaps support than they have been receiving. Okay, so let me pause. I'm going to clear this away and we'll repeat exactly the same, but from the perspective of the divine masculine. Okay. So let's have a look then. What is going on right now from the perspective of the divine masculine within this connection? We'll do tarot, we'll do the astro card for more information, and then a card of encouragement at the end. Okay, so what is going on, please, for the divine masculines within this connection? We have the Seven of Wands reversed. Nice to see that reversed. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. Actually, hold on, I take that back. It might not be so great, but let's see. We have the King of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Sun. Leo energy there. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. What's going on with the divine masculines, please? I think there might be something that happens in terms of timing, specifically around the end of August into September, maybe even stretching through to October of this year. So I'm obviously, recording this in 2023. If you happen to find this later, whichever year you're watching this, we have the moon, so Pisces. Four of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. Three of Swords is on the back. The first thing I'm seeing with the Sun and the Page of Pentacles is some sort of energy around a child. I don't know if that's I was going to say human child, but like a manifested, like a child, what we think of when we think of a child, or maybe the divine masculine's inner child. Okay, we'll unpack that more, but okay. So right now, I don't think the divine masculines are doing particularly well. I don't think they're feeling that happy. I mean, we do have this Three of Swords. And there's an energy here of feeling restricted, but also feeling feeling like they're giving up in some way, giving up in a situation that they've been fighting to hold together. But look, see this woman here, look how many times she's been stabbed and sewn back up. It's almost like they're saying, okay, I give up trying to make this something it's not. It's clearly just painful, and every time I try, I'm wounded. But then with the Seven of Wands reversed, it's almost, Seven of Wands upright can be standing our ground, fighting for what we believe or what we deserve or what we want. And with this card, this particular depiction, he's breaking out of this prison and it's reversed. So I feel like there is an overall right now feeling of giving up, and it could just be the masculine is exhausted and needs a minute to recuperate, but there's a joint feeling of I'm both giving up on this situation I'm in that is clearly not working, and that's probably a good thing, but then there's a giving up of I've been really trying to fight and stand my ground, and I'm tired, so I'm just going to fall back with that as well, and that is not really what we want to see so much. But as I said, it could just be that they just need a minute to not be fighting for anything in any way, and to just take care of themselves, to come back stronger and renewed. Queen of Swords reverse the Moon. This is giving me a feeling of someone who's connected to the masculine in some way, who's a bit shifty, who is doing more watching than they're doing speaking, someone who's pretty intelligent here, and wears a mask. And I just feel there's the mask wearing, because if we were the other side of this wall, we would see the woman and we would see the fox. We wouldn't know that she was this sort of octopus type thing. And I do believe they represent intelligence as well, but at least the animals are very intelligent. But there's something going on that's being hidden. With this Queen of Swords reversed, the woman here with the telescope is looking towards the energy of the divine masculine. This is someone who is observing a lot, and reacting based on what they're observing, but they're not giving away and not expressing how much they're picking up on. Then we have the King of Pentacles reversed. So this would be someone who is heavily committed to someone or something, could be spouse, could be work, some sort of responsibility, but it's reversed. So that always tells me that this person wants to pull away from whatever this commitment or responsibility is, with the Four of Wands in the upright. So this foundation, this commitment is still ongoing, it's still very much present, but it's just, I feel that the masculine wants to get out of it. Then we have this amazing energy at the end of the Sun with the Page of Pentacles, which feels like renewal, it feels like freedom. And it's so fascinating, because we just looked at the Divine Feminine, and the Feminine had this energy with the two cards at the end of I've just come out the other side of something, and yes, I'm feeling more hopeful, but I'm just going to take this moment to myself. It's the same with the masculine, this feeling of renewal. And I hope you saw, but as I picked up this deck, I just got a glimpse of the Queen of Wands at the bottom, and that we know the Divine Feminine is looking at the masculine as being the King of Wands, and feeling like, well, how come I don't get to join you on your journey? Well, actually, that's exactly what the masculine is wanting. I think, unsurprisingly, feminine and masculine are mirroring one another, but not actually conscious of it in a 3D sense. I guess now through this reading, but not seeing signs in the 3D necessarily. Okay. So let's go through, let's get some more information, let's see what this giving up energy is. I'm just hearing I'm tired, I'm so tired. Yeah, look at this, look, this is exactly it, 10 of Wands. I am tired, I'm so tired. But look, she's carrying this burden, but it's flowers, so if we were to look at this, here we go, oh my god, that's amazing, look at all of these flowers, they're so lovely to look at, blah, blah, blah. We're not considering the weight of them on her back, So I do feel the masculine has been trying to keep something going because maybe it's benefiting other people, or maybe objectively it seems like something the masculine should be grateful for. Maybe it's a fantastic position with a great company or something, or maybe it's a relationship with children and the children are thriving and the masculine is thinking, right, well, it would be selfish of me to pull away. But there is something where I don't know, objectively it might look fantastic, there might be ways in which certain people are flourishing and benefiting, but for the divine masculine it's exhausting. And we know the 10 of Wands is completion. After that 9 of Wands of fighting and pushing forward, which we have here. Okay, However, the 10 recycles back around and we get the Ace of Wands, and that is that spark of life force, strength, energy, inspiration. So I do think it's a pause, like the feminine had the Knight of Pentacles reversed. It's not a complete and total giving up. But I do think, as I said, the masculine needs to give up with whatever this cycle is that they've been trying to force. Okay, let's have a look at this Queen of Swords. What is going on here? Just a sneaky energy. My goodness, look at this. 10 of Swords. Now this could, for some of you watching, connect to what we saw with the Divine Feminine, who is in this energy, who is experiencing this. So let's say you're watching this as a Divine Feminine. You resonated with the message I was talking about, feeling almost accused, but having to stand strong alone. It could be, and maybe you know this, or maybe this is going to be an answer for you as to where this is coming from, especially if it's something happening energetically. It could be that the source of this feeling could be someone connected to the Divine Masculine. And remember, this is someone who is seeing, understanding more than they are revealing. So this is someone picking up on perhaps the connection between the feminine and the masculine, and doing something in reaction to that, whether it's spreading gossip, rumours, doing something energetically. But we can't ignore that connection there. Wow. Okay. So if you are a Divine Feminine, that might be an answer or a confirmation from you, and I would just say, obviously protect yourself in whichever way you need to. What's that? The Emperor just tried to come out as well. Exactly. Let's put this out here. This person, whoever they are, I don't know if it's a karmic, if it's a spouse, if it's a parent, if it's someone you both work with, whoever it is, they're watching the masculine and somehow seeing through the masculine this connection with the feminine and doing something here. Okay. King of Pentacles, Four of Wands. I would assume this Four of Wands might be, with this person over here. And of course, it doesn't have to be a woman because it's a Queen of Swords. It can just be the energy. But look, Queen of Pentacles reversed. See, look at this. This is insane. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, both reversed. So neither one is happy here. The masculine, Divine Feminine's masculine, or this other person, whoever this other person is. But look, the situation continues. The Four of Wands is upright, and if we were looking on, it's like they're happy. They're dancing up here on this house. They've got the lanterns, they've got the birds singing, but that's not the reality of it. Wow. Okay, so let's have a look at the Sun with this Page of Pentacles. What's this nice energy of renewal here? Ace, oh my goodness, yeah, as I was saying, the Ace of Wands. This is the masculine after their period of rest, coming out the other side, feeling inspired. Okay, that's fantastic. What I'm curious about though is, I feel for the feminine, I could really see how they were getting to this feeling at the end of peace and clarity because of all of this, the Hanged Man, Eight of Swords, thinking, a pause. I'm not seeing here what changes. So let's try and ask, what happens to take the masculine from this energy into the renewal with the Sun and the Ace of Wands? And I don't know, let's see, what could this mean? We have the same flower here and here coming out of the book. We have the dragonfly talking about transformation. So I wonder if the masculine is moving forward in a way that's inspired by something to do with their inner child, or this innate sense of this is me, this is who I am, this is how I want to live, this is what makes me happy. Maybe it's more of like a heart-based decision versus logic or ego or what society is saying. It's their own inner transformation that's guiding them, their own set of rules and all of that. Let's see, what happens, please? What happens to take the masculine into this energy? Eight of Cups reversed. That's a return to that Two of Cups connection. So I wonder if they are reaching out to their feminine. Maybe that's what the timing was. What was the timing? August into September, possibly through to October. Interesting. King of Wands. In this deck we have this is obviously a different picture to what we saw of the King of Wands before. I don't know why I'm struggling to explain it, but we have like a man King of Wands and a woman King of Wands, and the other kings and queens as well. Okay, let's see. That's too much. What happens, please? What changes? The Empress. Seriously, this is an amazing reading. The way it's all connecting. Yeah, the Empress. I think the masculine reaches out to their feminine, reconnects with the divine feminine, who now is upright because the feminine has been on that journey of okay, what's working for me? Who's showing up for me? What do I need to cut out? Feeling really good about themselves again. Why is the Queen of Cups reversed though? Is this that reverse Queen of Swords who's unhappy? Her hair does look like the tentacles that we were seeing with that octopus squid thing. Three of Cups. Yeah, I think that's the third person there who isn't thrilled. Oh well, I think the transition is the reconnection here in a 3D sense. It looks like the masculine's reaching out to the feminine, and something about this is rejuvenating, is clarifying. Okay. The reason I say oh well is not because I'm being mean about this other person, but it's because I think they're being horrible. I think they're being very horrible to the masculine and the feminine in this situation, and I don't think this is someone who is doing anything to try and help themselves, to understand things from other people's point of view. This feels like someone who is being selfish and nasty and actually intentionally trying to cause pain, it's not like this is someone who's just a casualty here. This is someone who is who's like consciously actively being very low vibrational. So what can you do with a person who's in that energy? That's the sort of energy where you can try and help someone as much as you like, but they're just going to suck you down into their black hole with them. This is not a person who's showing up in a fantastic vibration at this time. Okay. So we have Cancer here with immerse, number 4, and then we have solar calm, clarify, the number 16. So that could be a 1, a 6 that's important, or 7. Where's the book gone? Here it is. Let's see. Let's start with Cancer here, which of course can talk about the home, that sort of thing. So I wonder if this is a home situation for the masculines. Okay. The action, be the emotional leader and connect with the parent archetype. If you're in need of parenting yourself, reach out to the divine mother and father, to the earth beneath the sky above, and feel held. Once you feel fed by spirit, it becomes easier to accept the ordinary human limitations of the people around you. If you're called to parent others in this situation, whether in love or work, do so with a balanced approach of honest feedback and support and self-care. Nurture without enabling. That's what I was trying to explain. This third energy has been enabled, probably by the masculine who's exhausted themselves, but this is not someone who's trying to help themselves. And that's just incredibly frustrating for everybody if someone is just sucking the life force out of people around them and not doing anything to help themselves. And I also think the masculine is parenting themselves. So that's probably what this Page of Pentacles is, the inner child. Nurture without enabling, model what you want others to do. Nourish the connections with your chosen family and tribe. Nourish bodies, gardens, communities, and your temple's hearth. That's interesting because the feminine got a similar message. Cancer calls us to deepen our relationship to home, but not to get stuck in this protective shell. If you need more out of life, you'll have to leave this safety and find what you need. Wow. Reaching out to the divine feminine with the 8 of Cups reversed, the focus on the 2 of Cups. That's the divine masculine's emotional home. Find a home base or a safe place within your soul, exactly. And from that safety, be ready to brave exploration and risk caring with all your heart. Oh, I see. Okay, risk caring. So maybe the masculine's been very closed off. Yeah, and that's that renewal, the Sun, Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, the challenge here, crabs are hard on the outside but soft and squishy on the inside. Remember that the very defences you think will keep you safe may actually keep important people out. That's that 7 of Wands. Now it's reversed. Now the guard is dropping. Soften your shell. You have a backbone and are not protected solely by an exoskeleton. So maybe in trying to protect from this energy here, and not just this one person, but maybe in general, sort of enabling other people, trying to show up for people who aren't showing up for themselves, the masculine kept everybody out, including the divine feminine. Right, okay, let's look at solar calm. Okay, when the sun is calm, with few sunspots or solar flares, its steady energy is quiet and soothes any turbulence in our solar system. The volume is turned down on all the other aspects of your astrological chart. Telescopes see farther into space. People tend to search for the metaphysical. Plant growth slows down on Earth, but the arts and creative processes often blossom. Politics tend to be opinionated but quiet, attitudes more entrenched. It's a hard time to start a revolution. The action, just appreciate the deep, energizing quiet of this time, work for steady progress and play the long game. Listen to your muse and support the arts. Take a creative approach and work towards positive change within the systems that are now in place with gentle, steady pressure. Find like minds to grow these deep connections. Listen to the quieter voices that are not usually heard, whether this is the whispering voice of your intuition or the subtle voice of the introverts or underrepresented. In romantic relationships, hold hands and look for places of quiet refuge together. Build relationships now that will help you to manifest needed changes when the tide turns and the sun activates. Are you kidding? Yeah, and that's going to be with the Empress, the Divine Feminine. Okay, the challenge. It is not the time to push ahead or spark change. If you try to motivate practical change in your life or try a totally new approach, it can feel like trying to light a match in the fog. Be patient and the fog will clear in time. In the timing that syncs up with the pause the Divine Feminine is going to be sitting in, but before that, whatever this transition is the feminine is experiencing, whether it's an ending, a completion of something, maybe it's a change within an existing cycle. Okay, so it's not starting something new. The Eight of Cups reverse is a return. That's a return to actively focusing on, maybe even engaging with the Divine Feminine. But this third person's still around, still not happy. They're never going to be happy until they, stand strong and pull through for themselves. It might feel superficially gratifying for this person at least, to be able to control someone, i.e. the masculine here, to have them fulfill their needs, but it's a hollow thing. Whoever this person is, whatever their connection is with the Divine Masculine, they're not going to feel actually fulfilled and happy and strong and confident until they realise they've pulled through and shown up for themselves, and that they will be okay regardless of who's around them and who's in their life or who leaves. Wow, okay, so a message for the masculine. You are enough. Today, tomorrow, always. Yes, maybe this is a Divine Masculine who has struggled with maybe self-esteem, and that's the reason that they've really been